Stop scrolling for a second. What if I told you that by the end of this Korean learning series, you'll be able to look at Korean text and actually read it? Not memorize random phrases, not depend completely on subtitles, actually read Korean. Now, before you say, wait, Korean looks impossible, let me ask you something. Which of these do you think is harder to learn? Take a guess and remember your answer because we'll come back to it later. Here's the crazy part. Most people think Korean takes years just to start reading. But the Korean alphabet was literally designed to be easy for ordinary people to learn. And today I'm going to show you why. Whether you are here because of K-pop, K-dramas, Korean culture, travel, food, language learning, or pure curiosity.
Welcome!
You're in the right place, and here's a little spoiler. In my next video, you'll start learning the Korean alphabet itself, and by the end of it, you'll be able to read actual Korean words. Sounds impossible? Keep watching. One of the biggest myths about Korean is that it's impossible to learn. People see Korean writing for the first time and think,
There's absolutely no way I can read that.
honestly, I used to think the same thing, but here's the surprising truth. Korean is actually considered one of the most logical writing systems in the world. Many beginners assume Korean works like Chinese characters, but it doesn't. Chinese requires memorizing thousands of individual characters. Korean uses an alphabet. Yes, an actual alphabet. Just like English uses A, B, C, D, and so on. Korean uses its own letters that combine together to form words, which means once you learn those letters, you can start reading. You may not understand every single word yet, but you'll be able to read them, and that's a huge first step. So tell me, which statement is true? The answer is option B. Korean uses an alphabet, and that's one reason beginners often learn faster than they expect. But here's the thing. Even though Korean is beginner friendly, thousands of learners accidentally slow down their progress, and in a moment I'm going to tell you the biggest mistake beginners make when starting Korean. The biggest mistake? Trying to learn Korean using only English spellings. For example,
안녕하세요. 감사합니다. 사랑해.
at first this seems useful, and honestly almost everyone starts this way, but there's a problem. Korean sounds don't perfectly match English sounds. So when you rely completely on English spellings, you can accidentally learn incorrect pronunciation habits. Think about it, whether you want to sound like Titi or like genuinely be good in it. Okay, now imagine someone learning English but writing every English word using another language's alphabet. It might help temporarily, but eventually it becomes a roadblock. That's why your first goal shouldn't be memorizing 500 words, learning complicated grammar, trying to sound fluent. Your first goal should be learning Hangul, the Korean alphabet. And once you understand why, everything becomes easier.
Wow.
Now here's something fascinating. Hangul wasn't created naturally over hundreds of thousands of years. It was intentionally designed. Back in 15th century, the Korean alphabet was created so ordinary people could learn reading and writing more easily. And honestly, it's genius. The letters are simple, the structure is organized, and many learners can learn the basics surprisingly quickly.
Wow.
Some people even learn the foundations within a day. Of course, becoming comfortable takes practice, but compared to many writing systems around the world, Hangul is incredibly beginner friendly. When was Hangul created? The answer is option B, around 600 years ago, and it's still one of the most efficient writing systems ever created. Now, let's answer one of the most important questions. If you're starting from absolute zero, what should you learn first? Here's the roadmap I would recommend. Step 1. Learn Hangul. Focus on reading, don't worry about grammar yet. Step 2. Learn common greetings and daily expressions. Things like
Hello.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Step 3. Build basic vocabulary like numbers, days, colors, family members, foods, common verbs. Step 4. Start learning beginner grammar patterns only after you're comfortable with the basics. Many learners try to skip straight to advanced grammar. Trust me, that usually creates unnecessary confusion. Learning Korean is like building a house. You don't start with the roof, you start with the foundation. Okay, what should beginners learn first? The answer is option C, Hangul. Master the foundation first, everything else becomes easier. Now for the question everyone asks.
How long does it take to become fluent?
The honest answer is it depends. How often do you study? How much do you practice? What are your goals? Someone studying 10 minutes a day will progress differently from someone studying an hour every day. But here's the good news. You don't need fluency to enjoy Korean. You don't need fluency to understand basic phrases. You don't need fluency to recognize words. And you definitely don't need fluency to have fun learning. Every word you learn is progress. Every sentence you understand is progress. Every small step counts. So, if you're joining me on this journey, here's what you can expect. We are going to learn Korean in a way that's simple, beginner friendly, and actually fun. No pressure, no overwhelming grammar lectures, no feeling like you're trapped in a classroom. We'll learn step by step. We'll explore Korean language, culture, interesting facts, and practical expressions together. And whether you are here because of music, dramas, travel, food, culture, language learning, or simple curiosity, you are welcome here. This series is for everyone. Before we end, one last challenge. You need to become fluent before you can enjoy Korean content. The answer is false. Even knowing a few words can completely change your experience. So before you learn your first Korean sentence, remember this. You don't need to be a genius. You don't need perfect pronunciation. And you definitely don't need to know everything from day one. Every fluent speaker started exactly where you are now. As a beginner, the important thing is simply starting. And remember quiz 1 from the beginning? The answer was actually Korean alphabet. Many learners find Hangul easier than expected because of how logically it's designed. If you are excited to begin this journey, make sure to subscribe and stick around because in the next video we are finally diving into Hangul itself. And by the end of that lesson, you'll be reading your very first Korean words. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, annyeong!